What's up everyone, welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today's going to be my Google Trends tutorial, so I'm going to show you exactly how to use this tool provided by Google, what it is, and really everything you need to know to get more information for your specific business, your industry, or just to find some of the trending news stories and topics of the day. So I'll start by just answering the simple question, what is Google Trends? It's a completely free website. It's created and managed by Google, and it shows current trending topics and different trending topics over time. So if we come back over and just take a quick look at the homepage, you can see right here, enter a search term or a topic. If we scroll down, they have some examples that you can see. So there's 6 total examples here. So you can just see some of the different things that you can do. You can compare some different search terms and some different topics to see how much they've trended over time. You can find some more information as well, and I'll go through that as the video goes on. You can see some latest stories and insights. So generally, this is going to be the most popular stories in the moment, the things that people are searching the most. So coronavirus search trends is featured here, but you can see more. They have US elections in search, and then they have visualizing Google data. So if you click here, and I'll eventually go through this, you can see some of the cool projects they're doing with data visualization. So we're going to keep coming down. Now, one of the main areas of Google Trends is recently trending. So you can come here and you can see what people are actively searching the most right now and things that might have been trending recently. So you can see Tesla stock, 1 million plus searches. And then over here, some of the different searches that people are actively taking right now. Now we'll keep scrolling down. You can see the years in search. So you can see different years in search and what people were actually searching at the time, whether it's 2013, 2015. This goes all the way back to 2001. And then if we keep coming down, there's a little bit more information about their Google News initiative, but pretty short homepage overall. So mainly the main thing you are going to look at is this recently trending section, and then you're going to explore topics. So if we come over and we look at just number 1, I'm going to have 7 different things you could do here in Google Trends. Number 1, the obvious one, find trending searches. So you could see trending searches, real-time searches, and searches by category. So if we come over, you can see recently trending. If we click, now they have daily search trends for today, Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. If we keep scrolling down, you're going to see some for Monday, August 31st. Keep coming down, you're going to see more for other dates. So you're going to see 20 total trends for every single day. So when you click load more, it's just going to load that next day. So it could be good if you're someone who likes to see what is actively happening in the news, you can click here. Or if you're somebody who's covering the news with your website, then this is where you want to be no matter what, because you can see exactly what people are searching the most. And that's going to help you drive more traffic to your website if you can take advantage of some of these trending search topics. Now, if we keep coming all the way to the top here, these are some of the top trends for the day. But if we do real-time search trends, you can see what's actually lifting. So it's going to show you what's increasing in volume drastically. So you can see here past 24 hours. Some of these are just different topics that people are searching the most over the past 24 hours. So the things that are really in real time showing increased volume. So you can also change location here. So I'm going to keep mine as United States because that's my current location. But the other thing you can do, and what's pretty cool with the real-time search trends, is you can click on all categories here. And let's just say you want to look at business search trends. You like to look at business news. You can see some of the different things that are growing the most in business. So this could be helpful for somebody who is an investor, who likes to look up more information about finance. And if we come back up to the top here and we just look, you can see some of these different categories. So maybe you go to sports, you can see all of the different trending search topics. If you have a sports blog, this is where you're going to spend a lot of time because you want to make sure you're covering the top stories of the day. And then what you can do if you want to expand and find some more information, if you click on this drop down here, it's going to show you the search interest over time. So you can see this really exploded here, and then some different related news. So you can click on some of these. This was just published 59 minutes ago. This was published 48 minutes ago. So these websites and these companies are able to drive traffic back to their website by writing about trending topics. So this is why you might find yourself here in some of the real-time or daily search trends. So that's going to be number 1, just finding some of the real-time and trending ideas and different things that people are actively typing into Google. So next is going to be to view topic and search term trends. So what you're able to see with this is you can view specific topics or specific search terms, and you can see interest over time, interest by location, related topics, and related search queries. So again, what we're going to do is come back right to the homepage of Google Trends, and you're going to see right here, enter a search term or a topic. So let's just say, for example, I want to look up online advertising. So I do online advertising here, and you're going to see they have search term and then they have topic. And the main difference here is search term is really just going to focus on the actual search term of online advertising, whereas the topic is going to deal with the broader group of the entire topic at hand. So for something like online advertising, it might include different topics like PPC advertising, Google ads, Microsoft advertising, Facebook ads, whereas this is just going to be focused on the search term online advertising. So it's a little bit different when you're viewing both of them. I personally like to use the search terms because that just gives you, the data is going to be a little bit more refined and not as broad as when you're using a topic. So for example, I can come in here and just do something like SEO. They have the search term and the topic. So if I click on the search term for SEO, you're going to see it's United States, past 12 months, all categories, web search. You can see interest over time. So this is just looking at the past 12 months. But if we come down and we look at 2004 to present, you can see the overall interest over time in SEO, and it peaked right around here. So this is where the peak is, January 2020. And since it just peaked in January 2020, there's a good chance it's going to peak again next year. So we'll keep scrolling down. You can see interest by sub-region. You can break it down to metro and city. So if you just look at city, you can see the cities that are showing the most interest in SEO at the current time. But usually you're not going to get too much information from this for such a broad search term. Now, looking at related queries, you can see rising. So WordPress SEO, WordPress. This is just going to show some of the different search terms that are breaking out or seeing some level of a volume increase in searches. Now, related topics, you're going to see WordPress, local search engine optimization. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you're going to see here Park Seo-joon, a South Korean actor, is a breakout here for SEO, and you can see it over here in related queries as well, Seo-joon. So if we come over here, one thing you might want to do is come into all categories, and you can break it down to make sure you're in the right category here. So for this, it would be business and industrial, and that would take out some of the searches that might not be related to SEO. So obviously, he has SEO in his name, so it's going to come up as a related topic or a related search query. But if you just focus on business and industrial here, it'll take out anything that might have overlaps in data. So if we come over here, you can see related search queries. They have 25 rising search queries. So this could be useful if you're writing content about SEO to find some different ideas. Maybe you want to focus on e-commerce SEO, how to create an SEO friendly website, how to get an SEO job, how to find an SEO job. So you can find some different search queries that people are using related to that search term, or you can find different topics. Now, one thing with related queries here, if you go to rising and top, so you can see top is going to be the things that people search the most over time. So SEO company, marketing SEO, Google SEO, and if you keep coming all the way to the 25th query, SEO expert, search engine optimization. So you can find some of the different things that people are typing in, and these are going to be the most popular all time. And then rising is going to be what's currently showing an increase in volume. Now with metro, it could be useful if you're trying to sell SEO services and you say, okay, what metro areas should I focus on? Maybe you want to focus on Tulsa, Oklahoma for the time being and find some of these different areas like Colorado Springs, Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, because these specific areas are showing a level of interest greater than usual. So that's one different way to look at some different trends related to a search term. And now just to show you the difference, if we come to the topic of search engine optimization and we're doing search engine optimization, we still have business and industrial showing you the interest over time, pretty similar to what the search term showed. So we'll keep scrolling down, interest by subregion. So we'll come over here to metro and see. So Tulsa, these are pretty much exactly the same. Now topics is looking pretty similar as well, and so are the search queries. So there's really not a huge difference here. You might see a little bit of a difference if we change this out of the category, but you might also find different queries. If you go to top, you're going to find some different things usually in here. This one's not too much different, but if you do something like online advertising, you're going to see much different related queries if you're using the search term versus the topic. So coming back over here, view topic and search term trends, interest over time, interest by location, related topics, and some related search queries. So with the related search queries, you can definitely use those keywords to optimize your content and your website. So next we're going to come to number 3, so you can compare certain topics and search terms. So let's just say, for example, I want to write content around different types of online advertising platforms. So let's just come in here and we'll say Twitter advertising. So I want to focus on some of the different types of advertising networks. So we'll do Twitter advertising. We'll say LinkedIn advertising, and let's do Pinterest advertising. Okay, so we'll compare these 3 social media channels and their advertising networks. And if you're seeing United States, 2004 to present. So if we're just looking at trends all time, what you can see is it looks like LinkedIn advertising has the most overall search volume, and then Twitter advertising is in between, and then at the very bottom is Pinterest advertising. So maybe we can change this a little bit and we'll just do the past 5 years. So it might look a little bit different. And it looks like it's a little bit more blended here. So you're seeing some areas where maybe Twitter advertising is a little bit higher than usual, maybe Pinterest advertising, but for the most part, it's pretty similar, the amount of people looking for these different search topics. Okay, so we'll keep scrolling down. Now you can see compared breakdown by sub-region. So one of the reasons why I like to compare different regions, you can see interest for Twitter advertising, looking at sub-region. Interest for LinkedIn advertising, and then interest for Pinterest advertising. So you can just click on this drop down and see where specifically people are looking up some of these different search terms the most. Now, if we keep coming down, they're going to break down each individual search term based on its interest by subregion and then related search queries. So advertising on Twitter, Twitter advertising cost. If we come to rising, there's no rising for this one. So it's not a huge search term if we're just seeing 2 different queries here. So we'll keep coming down. We have LinkedIn advertising. So this has 3 different rising queries. And then if we go to top, you can see it's still just 3. So not really a huge difference there. And then you have interest by subregion as well. And you can break it down. So maybe we click on city and see which cities are showing the most interest. So for this, it's New York. So if we keep coming down, we have Pinterest advertising. So pretty much just 1 search query. So it's not really all that helpful when it comes to keyword research or really finding good search volume data. I would prefer to just use the Google Keyword Planner for that. So when you're using some of these different search terms or topics to compare to see maybe overall search volume or maybe finding some top search queries, you're not always going to find a ton of ideas by using Google Trends. So we're going to come back over and we're going to go on to number 4, find rising queries and top queries. So I've kind of gone over this already, but let's just show something different and maybe we'll do something like recipes. So we'll take recipes and we'll do the topic and then we'll remove these other 2. Okay, so now we're looking at recipe, the topic, interest over time. You can see it's peaked also. So this peaked, looks like April 2020. We keep scrolling down, interest by sub-region, and then we're just going to look at some related topics. So what's interesting is seeing with a recipe some of the different things people have looked up recently. So Instant Pots obviously weren't even a thing years ago. So if we click on this topic, which I will in a minute, you're going to see there's probably no search volume at all as far as 5 years ago. Now, hand sanitizer also rising because of coronavirus. People are looking up recipes for hand sanitizer. Ketogenic diet, so that's very popular nowadays, a keto diet. So you're seeing some of these different topics rising over time. If we come to top, it's going to show some of the top things people have searched for over time. So pressure cooking, canning, soap, kind of surprising to me, and crab cake, also surprising. This is at the very top. Now, related search queries, I like seeing rising here. Now, one thing you're going to see blast furnace Minecraft recipe. I have a feeling that has to do with a video game because Minecraft's in there. I really don't know, to be honest. But if we keep coming over, you can see some of these different related queries to recipes. If we go to top, you can see what some of the top things are. So just a basic keyword. I'm really surprised crab cake and soap is so high, but what do I know, honestly? And then some different ideas here, book recipe, bath bomb recipe, things I wouldn't really expect too much to be here. Now, if we come over, one of the issues with the data might have been that I was in the business and industrial category. So if we come down, make sure we go to food and drinks. You want to make sure you update this category here. Now, if you click on this drop down, you can look at image search, Google shopping search, and YouTube search. So YouTube search is helpful for me as I'm creating YouTube videos. Google shopping can be very helpful for e-commerce websites if you're looking at what products are trending. News search, obviously what news is trending. Then image search can be useful for, it could be useful for something like recipes to see what images people are looking up the most. It could be useful for fashion. Maybe people are looking up specific outfits for the summer, for the winter, whatever it might be. So you can use image search to also find some of the different detailed things people are looking for. So recipe, make sure we have the right category here. We're looking at the past 5 years. So we're going to scroll down again. So no related topics here, but if we look at related queries, we go to top, recipe, chicken recipe. This is kind of more what I would expect to see, cake recipe. So some really broad topics, bread recipe, easy recipes. So if we come back up, you want to make sure you have the right category here, or just really know all categories just to see what comes up for a specific topic. Now, one thing I want to do real quick is if we go to business and industrial again, we're looking at the past 5 years. We'll scroll down. So ketogenic diet. So let's click on this and let's look at the overall interest over time. So past 5 years, you can see there was barely any interest at all. And then it looks like it peaks right here, maybe right around the end of 2018 or beginning of 2019. So probably some New Year's resolutions, always some takeaway, usually seeing peaks. So this is, okay, again, another New Year's resolution time, the beginning of January. So it'll probably have peaks every single January. So if you're creating content around dieting and fitness and things like that, you probably do see peaks in early January. So that's when people usually start to make some of these changes. So there's always a reason why you might see a specific trend. So coming back over here, you can find rising queries and top queries. And I've kind of gone over that a little bit. If you enter a search term or a topic, you can see what the main things people are looking for in terms of what's seeing an increased volume in rising queries, and then top queries, what over time has shown the most volume. Okay, so we'll come down to number 5, view trends related to top stories. So they had that big coronavirus card at the very on the home page of Google Trends. So if we come back over here to home and we scroll down, you can see latest stories and insights. They have US elections. So this isn't really going to show most years, but since we have a US election on November 3rd, what you can see is they're going to have some data about how people are searching about the US election. Now, if we click on show more here, it's going to show more of the most popular things that people are searching. Now, a lot of times it's not always going to be pleasant. So just keep in mind when you go through Google Trends, you are going to see a lot of bad news, because a lot of times that's unfortunately what trends and what people are searching for. So you can just see a lot of different ideas here. Democratic campaign, they have Republican campaign, a decade in search, Google search turns 20. So who are the top searched presidents in the US since 2004? If we keep clicking on show more, you're going to see more and more data. So year in search 2019, the US economy and COVID, keep coming down, Independence Day 2020. And it looks like this Independence Day is right around the corner. Today's September 1st, so that's just not true. The Bachelor season 24, so I'm assuming new season of The Bachelor is coming out. So you're going to see some trending topics here. So usually at the very front, right underneath their examples here, they have some latest stories and insights. Explore how Google data can be used to tell stories. So there's some interesting information here, and if you click on all of them, you can find a little bit more information about really the top trends in the world, or in this case, in the United States. Okay, so we're going to come down number 6, view trends by year back to 2001. So if you want to get nostalgic, this is one way to do it. You're also, again, going to see a lot of bad news when you go back to some of the older years. So if we come back over and we're going to scroll to the bottom, and you're going to see here they have year in search, see what was trending on Google by year. So year in search 2019, let's just look at last year. You're going to see 2019, and you can also change the location here. I'm just going to keep this as United States, but you can do global as well. But in the United States, these are what people were searching the most. So Hurricane, Antonio Brown, Disney Plus. Keep coming down. You can see some of the actors that were searched the most, some of the athletes that were searched the most. They have babies here, some diets, fashion style searches, home style searches. So the farmhouse style, seeing this growth over the last year or two is one of the reasons why I made the website farmhousegoals.com, because I saw that growth with farmhouse decor, because I already own beachfrontdecor.com and I wanted to create a similar website with a different niche. So I picked farmhouse style, and if we just click on this, and it's only showing 2019, but if we come here and we're looking at farmhouse style over the past 5 years, you can see there's been just a major spike from little to no search volume at all to really peaks over here in 2020, and it looks like it's going to keep growing for several years to come. So we'll come back to 2019 and maybe we'll choose another year. So what we'll do is we'll come to the top and we'll go to, let's go 2006, and we'll look at global. So what was searched the most in 2006 global? So you can see, unfortunately, deaths in 2006, define what people were actually looking up, define, divorces, how to. So one of the funny things here is they have how to podcast. I'm sure that's probably one of the main things that people have searched last year and into this year. So jerseys, so there must have been a World Cup this year, because you can see Ronaldinho, Zidane, Italy jersey, World Cup jerseys, most searched. So you can see the most searched topics here. So you can see MySpace here. Obviously, that's not really a thing anymore. News searches, so you're going to see news, Paris Hilton, not really too popular anymore. Retirement, so athletes and actors and coaches. Keep coming down. Weddings, you can see who got married this year. Where is, what is, who is. So you can see some of the different things by a specific year. It's kind of interesting to go back and look at some of the old years. I don't know how much this data is going to help a business grow, but it can be helpful if you're just interested to see what was trending in a certain year. So that's going to be number 6. Number 7, you can also set up Google Trends subscriptions. So if you're constantly looking for news or trending topics related to your business or just in general things that you're interested in, you can come over and you can click right here on the menu, go to subscriptions, and you can easily set up subscriptions. So you can see pay-per-click topic, region United States, type the topic, how often, about once per week. So if I click on the plus sign here, you can see topic, send it to my email address, enter in any topic here. So I could do recipe, just use a topic I did earlier. So we could do recipe topic, region, you can do set your region, you could do worldwide, once a week, once a month. You can also just say, I want trending searches, the top daily search trends, majority of daily search trends, as it happens, once a day, once a week. As it happens could be best for somebody who is covering the news, so you're getting emails all day long as things are at the top of daily search trends. So subscriptions can be useful just to make sure you're seeing all this information in your inbox if you don't want to go to Google Trends every single day. Okay, now the last thing I want to go over is when you are using the Explore feature and you're searching specific search terms or topics, I just want to open up this help guide from Google Trends. Now you can use different punctuation with your searches, so you can put quotes, so double quotation marks around your term, give results that include that exact term. So it's not going to give you things that are going to be a little bit more broad from that term, whereas with no punctuation, what Google Trends is going to do is use both these words at any point in the search. So you can see here, grocery list for quarantine, and you might have something like list of grocery stores. So if you want it to be a little bit more exact, you can put quotes around your two terms. Now, if you want to include multiple words, you could do pantry or recipe by doing pantry plus recipe. If you want to do alternate spellings, so you can see yogurt, they have yogurt with an H here, and then yogurt here as well, which I'm assuming is just a common misspelling. So you can use those just to see what people are typing in, using misspellings as well. Not something I really use often, but this pantry plus recipe could be helpful. And then the same thing, you could do lunch minus box. That would make sure that you're including results with the word lunch, but excluding the word box. So you could basically have keywords you want to include and keywords you want to exclude as you explore different topics and search terms. Okay, so that's Google Trends. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. Now, the last thing I'm just going to go through really quickly is for my website, farmhousegoals.com. The way I would use Google Trends is I would enter a search term or a topic. So what I can do is farmhouse decor. So we're going to take this search term, or if I enter farmhouse, let's see if they have it as a topic. Okay, they do. So we have farmhouse as our topic. United States, past 12 months. Let's just make sure we're in the right category here. So we'll do home and garden. Okay, so we have home and garden category here, and we're just using web search. So we are going to see different results for web, image, and shopping and news. But you can see here it's trending and it looks like it's peaking right about now. Interest by subregion. So this could be helpful for my business to find out top metro areas or top cities for people who are interested in farmhouse. So let's use metro areas. So you can see Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia, Tri-Cities, Tennessee. So I could use this data as I'm building advertising campaigns to make sure that I'm reaching people in these subregions that are showing the most interest in a specific topic. Now, related topics, they only have farmhouse kitchen here, but you can see related search queries, farmhouse placemats, farmhouse coffee table set. So I can use this information as I'm sharing things to social media, as I'm creating new content. I can see what people are looking for. So there's 25 different search queries here. I can download the data, or what I can do is also come to top and look at the top 25 queries related to farmhouse. So making sure I have content on my website for all of these different search queries is going to help me drive more traffic to my website. So there's a lot of different ways to use Google Trends, whether you're trying to find location data for where you should target, related topics for other things you might want to cover with your website, or related search queries to make sure that you're reaching people who are searching for specific phrases and terms and products, and making sure you're providing resources on your website so you're ranking high in Google. Now, interest over time could also be useful for, let's just say, for example, I use beach decor. So beach decor is a very seasonal search term. So we're just looking at the past 12 months, but if we look at the past 5 years, you're going to see ebbs and flows throughout this. So usually it peaks right around summer. So you're seeing June 19th to 25th. So usually you're seeing right here, it's pretty high at the beginning of January, but you're seeing another peak over here in July. So usually it's a little bit higher in the summer, goes down in the winter, and then it starts to come up again in the spring, in the summer, and it continues to always peak in the summer. Probably because most people are at their beach homes and at the beach in the summertime, in the springtime, and even into early fall as well. So that's why you're seeing some of that different data discrepancies for different search terms. Now, you might also see different information if we come down here to Google Shopping. If I'm looking at beach decor and we're looking at Google Shopping, you can see the interest over time pretty steady, but we're going to see different search queries, different topics that people are looking for. So you can use all of this data to your advantage as you're creating content and as you're figuring out what people are actually searching to find your business and to find the topics that surround your business. So if you have any questions about Google Trends and how to use it, please leave them in the comments section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.